Alrighty, it's been a long time, but we're finally here at our Heaven's Feel Movie 1 aftermath discussion or Heaven's Feel Movie 1 analysis type ordeal. I saw movie 1. I went meticulously through movie 1 again, I think, really well. So we got pretty much the whole thing condensed into some points that we're going to get to. I'm going to record this lower quality so that I actually have a hard drive. But we're finally here. We're ready to sweat like crazy. And I want to see movie 2. I want to see movie 2 very soon. So I want to get this through and out the door. So that's the plan. I want to react to movie 2. Not just see it, react to it. At least that's what's still intended. So we will try that. So I got a question for the original source material or visual novel folks. Did they adapt movie 1 well? Because I think the original source material would have been the visual novel. Overall, the darker themes were appreciated by me. I really liked that. We got infinite things to discuss, but I'm going to try and get through this in a briefer time frame than what we probably could manage. So let's get into this. Heaven's Feel Movie 1. Presage Flower. Movie 2 is Lost Butterfly. Can't wait for that. I think Sakura is really going to enter the fray in movie 2. I think things are going to really shift in movie 2. So movie 1 was shocking. We're going to get to that. So full spoilers, complete full spoilers on this whole sucker. Obviously, we're going through it point by point, second by second, frame by frame, minute by minute. Not really second by second, but if there was, I would say something if it was critical. So these movies are 2 hour, so it's a trilogy on the Heaven's Feel route of Fate Stay Night. And 2 hours. I kind of had wanted 3 hour, but this was sufficient. They one very important thing, which I'll still get to, but I just want to talk. They skipped over some of the battles we're familiar with, which I think was a very, very great thing, a great move that saved them a load of time to dish out new, different fight scenes. I think that was a very, very critical, important decision. We wouldn't have wanted to watch the same thing again. So they really went over those kind of things during the intro. That was very much appreciated. 0 seconds to about 6 minute 47 second is we're getting all this backstory stuff with Sakura. So it starts off 1.5 years ago. So they're essentially like 15-year-old, but Sakura looks like she's 10 to 13 here or something like that. But I like this sort of a build-up. I like that there was this framework that they built, this backstory, and they led up to the present time with Heaven's Feel. I like that. I really like that. I really, really like that. And 2 minute, 12 second, I gotta say, that glass pane detail. Wow. And then 2-minute 50-second, that cloth detail. Pretty darn good. And the shadowing of it, my goodness, the movement, the hand on it, Shiro, I think. And 3-minute mark, Shiro, he's still dealing with this strengthening magic in this route. 3-minute 50-second, there was some rain. Could be the symbolism of things to come, that things are going to take a turn for the worse. Who knows? 4-minute 5-second, Sakura looked so much shorter and tiny because she is literally steps down than Shiro. But even so, looks far younger than he does. I don't know. I think they did it on purpose just to make her all cutesy. And then 4-minute 40, we get Taiga getting after Shiro. He is innocent. For taking in Sakura at home alone. Good thing Taiga's all over it. So that was kind of funny. You know, it's just certain situation and potential awkwardness. Anyhow, I don't think Shiro was there yet. And I suppose he let her borrow his clothes, so she changed. So I guess that was her in the rain showing up, and she got swapped out. It doesn't look bad at all to Taiga, you know. Sakura wearing Shiro's clothes or something. Oh, goodness. 5-minute 25. And it's been a little while, so I'm just going based on my notes, so I don't remember pretty much everything, so I might deviate a little bit. I might get a couple things wrong. So, 5-minute 25. She just kept showing up daily. You talk about crushing. On Shiro. It is obvious. It's so obvious. So Shiro, he's got to be like blind here. He's got to be like blind not to pick up on this. Come on, Shiro. Come on. Oh my goodness. It was, they built it in such a way. It just worked. It really worked well. She showed up and then she just kept showing up. So they really drove home the point. And she helps with the dishes. She helps with the laundry. Essentially making herself, perception-wise, and in actuality, excellent waifu material for Shiro. Shiro, come on, man. You gotta be seeing this. Helping with the dishes, helping with the laundry, wanting to be at his place, spend time with him, just showing up. However, think about this with what I'm going to talk about later as well. We're going to get to things later. There could be a different element to this, that it might not be so much her crushing on him. It might not be 100% that, or even that in of itself. I think so. I'm suspicious of that. But it might not necessarily be so because of something else. Think about it. With Shinji, the resident dirtbag, the guy who likes to be disliked, with him in this being known to be slapping, hitting, beating Sakura up, it would make sense for her to seek a refuge, and maybe that refuge was Shirao's place. So it might have been one thing, or it might have been both things. It might have been one of the two things or both in one. That would have amplified it even more so. A place where she could be safe and hide from Shinji and be with Shirao and focus on other things. So it could have been multifaceted. Who knows? Maybe there's even another element to it. Maybe it's she wanted to get away from creepy Gramps, you know? Zoken. So, what at first what may seem like obvious crushing might not be crushing. There might be other reasons along with that for her showing up so much, or not. I don't know. 6 minute 40. Shirao lost a year and a half ago. Still to a stubborn girl, aka Sakura. So he lost to her at something. This might be referencing to a year and a half prior than even a year and a half ago, which we still are. So I don't recall. Then there was some sort of key, but Shirao, shame on you for losing to a girl. I think that's just one of the normal occurrences of life at some point. You can't win at everything. They're going to be better at some things. So, even despite age, that's possible. There's some sort of key. I don't know if there's extra meaning to this or if it's something to do with the visual novel, some secret or something. There's some sort of key. Did he give the spare to Sakura or something? I don't know what happened there. All right, now we get a time jump. 2 months. 6 minute 48. Now we're at a year and 3 months ago. Shirao's shoulder healed. And Sakura, looking so little, continues to be of help. Taiga makes their attempted handshake at one scene fail and extremely awkward. Imagine that. Male, female. They're going to hold hands for a moment. They're going for it in a neutral sense. And then a parent walks in, and then it's like, oh gosh, this is weird, you know. So they don't. There's a certain little bit of psychology into that. So, anyhow, 7 minute 15 second. Shirao, he ceases archery for a part-time job or something like that. These little hints. I also thought during all the opening stuff, him doing that one archery shot was kind of neat, where it just went dead center to the camera. I don't think I dodged, but man, after that, after knowing that it's there, I kind of want to. You kind of just naturally want to dodge. You hear the darn sound, but I don't think I did for the reaction. I think I just stuck to it. I just really try and absorb everything when I'm doing a reaction. I'm just trying to absorb absolutely everything. I can even overdo it. I can miss things because I'm trying to be so dang focused. So, anyhow, his shoulder looks really weird here. I noted that. 7 minute 15. So, this is a little weird. So, we know before in the other route he had some sort of problem with his circuits, his maho circuits, his magic circuits or whatever, and that they weren't fully unleashed or something. An archer helped him out with that. So maybe it's something like that, but it's going to take a different route. Archer's not going to help him with that, and something else is going to happen with Shiro and his body. Maybe. 737. That glass pane budget. They had to budget the glass pane alone in this sucker. Wow. You know the visuals are going to be good with Ufotable, but man. And little Sakura welcoming Shiro home. How wondrous. How wondrous. And there was something about not using the key anymore, thus maybe his place being left unlocked, or Sakura having the key, or I don't understand. I don't understand. There's a little something there, but I just wasn't able to fully comprehend it and keep track of it. And we're also going to discuss things after I get through with this whole ordeal. There's things to discuss. I couldn't think of everything to discuss, but I sure thought of a few points. And man, oh man, certain parts of this sucker is just shocking. Absolutely shocking. I was shocked. Oh man. All right, so 8-minute mark, 1 year, 2 months ago, that vista over the darn city, I think. 8-minute, 22nd, Taiga. She is just full of energy. And my goodness, that lip detail on her. Oh my gosh. Nice work. Nice work, Ufotable. So now she's... skipped. She tells about Shiro and Kuritsugu type stuff, giving us the essential fill-in details and backstory there. Former wanting to be like him, a hero of justice. Sakura's listening in on all this very intently, absorbing it. So that kind of indicates that she's got a little bit of an interest in Shiro. Taiga prods her of her own role model, and what does she do? What does Sakura do? She starts playing with her hair ribbon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Kind of in like this shy way or refrained way, and kind of pondering, like she does have a hero of justice in her own way, but she's not revealing it. AKA, it's probably Shiro. And this is the kind of thing I love with anime. When they don't have like the ear piercings or anything like that, but they have these like hair accessories instead. I love that. I absolutely love that. Not messing with the human body, but just this little fabric accessory type visual with the hair. I love that kind of thing. And I love this kind of indicator with Sakura. You can kind of pick up on her behavior or thinking just by one of her, little movement things she does, So it makes you want to look for it elsewhere to happen. And the ribbon was on the side towards Shiro. I like that part of her visuals and design, character design. Really, really like that. All right. So 9-minute, 22nd, 10 months ago, that Sakura tree. Of course you're going to put sakura trees in the Heavens Feel route, of course. Gotta have that. Now, at this point, Sakura, she's looking most like her normal self at this point. I love seeing the characters at different life stages. They did that well with the aftermath of Unlimited Blade Works, showing Rin and Shirao older. I loved that. That was really great character design. And I like that kind of a thing here with Sakura. You being able to see Sakura kind of grow up. That is very neat. And, you know, Shirao doing some blushing. That might be indicating some things, possibly. There's potential interest. And then there's Shinji with the ladies, of course. He's sure got his priorities ironed out. Group photo by Kazuki. So his first appearance. 10 minute 35. 10 minute 35. That was a nice little moment there. And then Sakura liking nearer to Shirao. So she's got to be digging on him. She's got to be digging him. And then we also get here at the school, Rin was teased as being on the sidelines. On the sidelines this time. She was shown and portrayed kind of like on the side. So it really tells you where this is going to go. They communicated certain things really well. And then another vista. Man, nice stuff. All right, 10 minute 50, 3 months ago. Another vista. Sakura in waifu mode. My goodness. Photo book adding lots of Sakura. And surely Taiga is picking up on this and knows. She can see it. Sakura, guaranteed, likes Shirao. Guaranteed. But like I say, it might not just be one component. There might be multiple components to this. It might be, refuge type ordeal from Shinji as well. So not just liking Shirao in all likelihood. But her liking Shirao is pretty much a guarantee, I suppose. 11 minute 35. Shirao doing more of his magic ordeal. The memories of 10-year ago incident to fill people in if they're not familiar and haven't seen the other routes. This stuff is good, but it can, for the folks who have already seen it, can seem kind of tutorial-like. That was one of my beefs with UBW. Having seen Fate Stay Night or whatever the case, it just seemed kind of tutorial-like, too explanation-y, with whatever one I had seen before that. I think Fate Zero, and then UBW or something. Anyhow. So he's got the memories going on. We're getting the flashbacks. He's talking about the Grail portal upgrade. Wow. Sakura wakes him up. Just how you want to be woken up. 12:50. So 1 day ago, Shirao and Sakura walking to school together. That is a potential indicator. Shirao addresses her daily coming over. She says it's fine, as her only hobbies are cooking and archery. She should have said, and laundry. But interesting. Archery. She took up what Shiro left. Interesting. Interesting to note that. And then we get a mirror shot. Which is unique. And then there was something about only liking meals at his place. Sakura only liking meals at Shiro's place. Oh my. And then another vista. So just many signs she is crushing on him. 1345, Issei prods Shiro of him and Sakura. So other people are perceiving the potential of what's going on. 1430, Shinji is too easy to love. Quite simply. Shiro, accidental verbal jab. I don't think he meant it quite so harsh, but it really hit. 1511, there's a school shot peering around at school. Very lively and unique. That's one of the highlights of the movie. One of the big perks of the movie is they made everything feel more so alive and active. More so with the city type stuff, which we'll get to later. Shiro passes joining lunch with Issei for the cafe. Shiro spots Sakura needing help, but hesitated because Rin shows up. Rin shows up to help Sakura. So we're kind of... I think this might have been where they kind of do a parallel of the scene of the other route. I'm not sure. I think it was. 1555 when oh boy. Oh, hot water. 1555. 15 minute, 55 second. When Shiro makes known to Sakura that he knows who Rin is, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is one of the things I love with anime, is it can get so expressive, and you can pick up on things. It's really great. Emotions, facial expressions, all that emoticon type stuff. I love that kind of stuff. Not only with visuals, but with their voice and tone. They do so well with VA work. They really do. I think it's just the language. Things can... there just seems to be more emotion in language in Japanese than English. It's just what I've always held to. But good grief. Shiro knows who Rin is, and he made that known to Sakura. Sakura did not take too kindly to that. She did not like that. Holy moly. She was not happy. Very upset. Very, very upset. Oy, oy, oy. If looks could kill, man, oh man, she was just not happy. Not happy. If looks could kill, she would have just committed murder there. So, it seems she strongly likes Shiro at this point. And Shiro might have a general thing for Rin, as most dudes would find her, fairly ideal. So he talks her up as, oh, she's a girl that stands out. Just what Sakura wants to hear, bro. Just what Sakura wants to hear. So 16 minute 10, Sakura starts playing with her hair ribbon again. This is golden. This is golden. This stuff is gold. Absolute gold. So it's getting at certain particulars, either her emotions or her emotions centered around Shiro. She starts playing with that hair ribbon. You know, you really pick up on that. You really pick up on that. The question is, what does it specifically mean, if anything? I like trying to look into it, probably more so than I should, but it was very interesting. Then there was a Vista. So I just like when Sakura plays with the ribbon. Oh my goodness. It's very interesting to try and pick up what she's thinking. She's thinking something. They're telling you that. And this time she was upset. Before she was not upset. She was, who is her hero that she looks up to? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. And this time she was not happy. Oh, you know who Rin is. Mm-hmm. All right. 1635. Sakura hair in sunset makes her look quite a bit different. With what shading or coloring they went with there, it looked quite different. I'm surprised they deviated that much, but it's all right. She prods Shiro of his archery return, likely refrain due to Shinji. So he's staying clear. Sakura finds Shinji to be the opposite at face value. Is she trying to manipulate his return? Is the question. So another little hinty thing. She kind of wants more time with Shiro. Good grief. 1735 at the Matao Mansion. There's wind. Things are about to change. Shiro stuck around to talk with Zauken. I kind of usually get it confused with Zekken, but we'll just go with it. Zauken. So Zauken shows up, the creepy old man. Very briefly prods of the Einsburn girl. To no answer from the old man. He just creeps back to his under his rock to go find some disgusting worms or something. So I like that Zauken is taking an active role in this route. I really like that. Kirei seems to be really on the back burner. I'm curious if he's up to anything. So we'll see. There's a lively vista, and Ilya gets teased. 1845. And it returns to the 10-year ago instant vision, which includes Ilya taunting. So likely, maybe, some sort of dream via magic or something that she placed upon Shiro to communicate a certain thing. 1950, gas leaks. Of course, we're getting gas leaks again. So at that point, you're like, oh my goodness, here we go. Some caster type stuff is being teased. And Sakura being full waifu mode, but drops a plate. She drops a plate. She spotted Shiro. Spotted Shiro hand symbol. She did not connect the dots there. So that's kind of interesting at this point in time. So she does not seem to be familiar with that kind of a thing herself. As I recall in the other route, UBW, there was like a hand mark on Sakura, and I thought, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And they never followed it up. They never followed it up. They teased something, but they never went that way. So it's kind of like a parallel of that here, but with her spotting Shiro's hand, I guess. So I wrote down, did not connect the dots. Sakura in the know and is very afraid. So which one is it? I wrote down both. So what's the case? What's the case? I don't know. I wrote down both. I'll have to go look at that scene again. So maybe I meant either she did not connect the dots because she's not familiar with any of that sort, or she is, and she is in the know and is just afraid to say anything. Maybe that's what I meant. Let's assume. 20-minute 30. Sakura didn't eat, and clearly she's down about something, probably Shiro stuff. So that's not good. She's not eating. She's down in the dumps. Asks a favor of Shiro to be home as soon as possible after school. Okay. So what's up? What's the deal? Is she being beat or something? Or what's going on? News of incidents from Blade attacker. All right, so right there they're hinting, and I didn't pick up on that enough in the reaction. Blade attacker. You just generally assume from the other route, but Blade, that implies that it would be certain servants, potentially unlikely. That eliminates it to certain servants. Bladed servants. 2108, Shiro senses something at school going on. So somebody's setting up some bad stuff. Issei, Shiro talk of the murderers. So bad things are going on. Issei, Kazuki talk again. Just like in the other route. So there's lots of parallels, but then there's deviations. Look at the blinds at that scene. Look at the blinds from the windows. Those are really good, detailed. They even carry their own shadows. It's going to be really crazy cool when anime hits VR. That's just going to be nuts. I think that's the future of it, but that's just my view. Probably within 10 years, I'd assume. I like the normal anime, but anime VR, to be within each scene, that would be crazy cool. Let's all admit that. That would be crazy cool to be like a spectator of the whole dang thing, the whole show. That would be cool. All right. After school club meeting canceled due to threat of murderers on the loose, or murderer. 2118, that schoolroom detail. Oh my gosh, they keep upping the ante. Shinji prods. He's likely up to no good. Shinji exploits Shiro's kindness to do the cleanup job at the archery club instead of himself. He is so easy to love, isn't he? 24-minute. Sakura seemingly down because Shiro didn't obey, wanting to show up at a certain time. He got stuck doing the cleanup work. So she visits an aquarium, and this is just something else. her wandering around all down, there's like these vibes with it. There's like these weird vibes with it, like some sort of mild, creepy, or disturbing. The colors they chose at this aquarium and everything, there's just something to it. I'm not sure what. She better not go full psycho on Shirao, like Mirai Nikki or something. She better not be that crazy or something. So, and the detail at the aquarium, my goodness. 24:45, there's this wind indicating change. Or wait, it was the Archer and Lancer kickoff. Yeah. And that panning shot was so sweet. It went from one point straight to Shirao. It went from one point straight to Shirao. It was very cool. Very good. Very good shot. Sakura walks home alone. Not ideal. Likely fearing the worst of Shirao. Specific shot of her walking from the light into the darkness. Are they going for symbolism everywhere or what? Or am I just looking too much into it? 25:35, Shirao observes Archer Lancer feud again. Blondie, Gilgamesh, smiling, smirking like a dog, confronts Sakura on the way home. Oh my. They did this before too. They did this in UBW. Not like this, but they hinted at their interaction. And that was crazy hype worthy. Now this was something. A very specific shot. He's higher up on the hill and she's lower. He descends to her. You got to watch for this psychology stuff with Archer. Lancer pursues Shirao again. Of course, he's going to get skewered. Blondie, it's muted, but Blondie, Gilgamesh says something to Sakura, who is really down in the dumps. So he could be manipulating or exploiting her or taunting her about Shirao. Maybe he's been stalking her, who knows, and he just wants to have more fun. This scumbag, he said something to her. We don't know what. I want to know what. I want to know, but we'll probably never know. And whatever he whispered to her, into her ear, whatever he said, shocked her. Her eyes bug out. Her eyes get big, you know. So she's shocked. So maybe he said, I'm guessing, I'm just completely guessing, that he says that Shirao is in deep trouble or, you know, under attack somewhere or dying or something. Somehow Gilgamesh knows, maybe. And I bet he's just taunting her weak spot. He knows. 26:30, Shirao, this weird laugh, almost sounded like Shinji there. Lancer skews Shirao. Sakura responds to she reacts to the unknown wind from the city, as you see in the trailer, that I wondered what the heck was about that. As Shirao is killed. So that's what it was supposed to indicate. But she casually goes along and finishes her walk home. As if, I guess, there was nothing she could do or it was hopeless. So what did she get told? I'm very curious. I love mystery. I love mystery a lot. 27-minute. Finally, the intro credits. Almost a half hour in. Rin saves Shirao again. Lancer retry of Shirao. Shirao summons Saber. Saber! 28-minute, 10-second Zalken. Really cryptic talk. Really cryptic talk from Zalken here. You really want to pay attention to this. He talks of a bad summoning. And he mentions we. Who is we? Good gosh. Don't tell me he's allied with other people or servants or something like that. Who the heck could he be allied with? Who is we? If he's allied with like Cure or something, that's just insane. Huge meat and potatoes, really stacking the deck. Wow. But we don't know. We don't know. We're just throwing that out there as a possibility. Maybe one of them is going to backstab the other. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. As a team, who knows? But he said we. Who is we? He mentions having all the players, but the quality of them and the stage precision aren't ideal. So there are some flaws with how he wants things to be so that he can easily win this Grail War. All right. So he's indicating he has some cards, but he doesn't have all the cards that he wants. Interesting. Interesting way to convey that and dish that out. Something about Grail War strategy. He wanted superior Grail. So I've got a question. Did he summon the real assassin and thus was talking to himself in speculation? I don't know. My mind's just going everywhere. But please let it not be a Gilgamesh, Cure, Zalken alliance. Or the deck is just insanely stacked. There's no way to win against that. No way. Just please let that not be the case. Please, no. Please, no. All right. I'll get to the next part. I got to get some light here. Gotta get some lights. I gotta get some lights in here. Oh my goodness. I gotta get some lights. All right, if I might get interrupted, so if I do, I'll do a part 2. But we'll try and get through what we can of this real fast. So real fast, yeah. We're only a fourth of the way through, and then we got all this bonus stuff to talk about. This is going to be longer than the movie. Oh my gosh. No. Maybe we should do this in parts then. Maybe we should do this in parts. Because at the rate we're going, let's just go with it. 28:45. Saber versus Lancer skipped through all this intro stuff. Lancer versus Archer skipped. Archer versus Saber skipped. This was, as I said before, this was fantastic. You sacrifice the old battle scenes to be able to bring in new battle scenes because time is cramped. I thought the panning, especially at the Archer versus Saber point, was fantastic. That looked so dang good. What they need to do, I kid you not, what they need to do, they have to do it. They have to. They need to bring anime to 60 frames per second. Do it. Do it live. Do it now, Ufotable. Come on. Do it. Do it. 60 frames per second. Come on. You guys can do it. You guys can do it. Bring it on. That would be such a perk. Such a perk. If anyone's got the budget, they can do it. Zaukin continues his ramblings. Goblet fill must be drank by one. He's referencing the Grail. Talks up Cure being able to balance the skewered Grail war. Uh-oh. Oh no. He's talking balance. So he's finding that it's not level, and for him, and he's saying Cure can balance it for him. Uh-oh. That's what I think. So I think he's saying the reverse, balance in the sense to skewer it, when he's saying it's skewered as is. So Cure might be another bad actor here. So I think it's balanced in the sense of helping him. That's not good. 29-minute phenomenal panning smooth shot. Phenomenal. Zaukin gives introduction for those who are new to the Fate series. Very important. They did this really well, and they did it in a brief way. Same as Shiro's backstory type stuff. They're doing an excellent job so far. Sakura window shot. Zaukin using bugs as spies, seemingly. Thus, he knows Shiro summoned Saber. Very important when you're in a war to spy and get information. Information is very helpful. So that gives Zaukin even more of an edge. Church neutral ground, but questions Cure's neutrality position. So they're kind of teasing that Cure could ally with someone. The question is who? Or is he just going to try and have fun with Gilgamesh? All right. So 30-minute mark. 30-minute mark, we get to essentially episode 3 of UBW. 30 minutes in. The trio arrive at the Cure church. Probably the worst church you could go to. Rin, Shiro, Saber. Kotamine Cure. Saber refuses to enter. Ooh, that subtle backstory hinting. Saber refuses to enter. Interesting. See, it's the little things that are really neat that they keep track of and give reasonings to certain behavior. Love that kind of stuff. Love to pick up on that kind of stuff. Cure manipulates Shiro into staying in the Grail War as opposed to, to oppose potential evils winning and causing great harm. So he essentially exploiting his past, saying there could be a parallel of it if you don't stay in this and fight. So Cure, just for his own entertainment, is manipulating, puppeting Shiro. So to prevent another thing like in his past from 10 years ago, which Cure was involved in, Shiro has to stay. Stay in the Grail War. He had the option to leave, but he's going to stick it. Stick in with it. And so we kind of get our tutorial type stuff here. I understand that they have to dish that kind of stuff out, and they do an excellent job. But once you already see some of Fate, you already know. So it's kind of like, this is tutorial type stuff. I don't need this. But for the people that are new, it makes sense. And then the Cure Church, that pew detail, pew pew. That pew detail, wow, good stuff. The lighting, the candles, Cure. Oh. Who else, if they were scouting for a church to go to, they go in that sucker, who would ruin their pants if they walked into his church and saw him just standing there like that? Oh, gosh. You know, that's the last church you want to go to is Cure Kotomine. Hajimemashite, Rin. Seiba, Lanza, Archer. All right. Cure knows the whole board seemingly as overseer, so he gets certain perks as well. He can manipulate things because he gets to oversee the whole Grail War. He's kind of like the leader, protector of it. That darn that panning shot, great detail. The fire detail. Oh. Only flaw is it can look too lively and a hair overdone and thus unrealistic. They might be overdoing it at some points. Very good scene switch. Very good scene switch, but not as neat or cool as it would have been if they would have done it transitional. I think transitional, they would have done it better, going from his backstory to present with the scenery. It should have been transitional. If they would have done that, that would have paralleled, what was it? That old style show they made a movie of, and the second one never came about. That young kid, the white dog, the drunk sailor, the bad guy with the crow. The name is just lost on me. Tintin. Adventures of Tintin. There's a scene in that where it goes from like water to desert or desert to water or something like that with this ship sailing in. Desert to water. And they should have done that type of deal here. That would have been neat if it would have been transitional. So I think they could have done a little bit better there. So 32:45. Lolly alert. Lolly alert. Ilya coming to play. So here we're getting the big tease. Cure reveals his backstory, shocks even Rin. He hushes Rin from more prodding. 33:55. Ilya Saber standoff. And here's one of the things I've been talking about for a long time. Distant detail. Distant detail. They are getting it down pat. It's finally coming about. Distant detail. You know how it's always a character far away and it looks all just low detail and scribbly. This is something else. This, they take a high detail shot and they're still far away, but they're high detail. They look high detail. It's fantastic. However they figured that out and did that is great. It's a great addition to the industry. Thank goodness it's finally arrived. I've wanted that for years. Oh. So it was showing Saber in the distance. Fantastic detail. Oh. So we finally get that. Now they need to do 60 frames per second and VR. as well. So those are two other things they can work on. They got plenty of things to work on. So we're handing it to them. Give us anime VR and anime in 60 frames per second. So those are two avenues to explore. Ilya asks Saber of knowing the Einsburns. Possibly taunting. Saber not happy there. Kire cryptic of Hero of Justice needing a villain. Self-reference or otherwise. Shiro's wish to be true. I don't know what I was getting at there. I jot down notes, kind of weird, so sometimes even I don't understand what I was getting at. I just try and be brief with notes. Shiro wants to parallel Kuritsugu. 35-25. Here we go. Ilya forces the church gate shut with Maho magic for no escaping her in Berserker. I remember seeing episode 3 of UBW for the first time. Wait a second. 3 was the Berserker fight. So it would have been episode 2 that was the church visit. And episode 1 being double length. Yeah, I think so. I remember seeing UBW for the first time. And then that Berserker at the end of episode 2, I think it was, yeah. At the end of episode 2, showing Berserker. Lose your mind, running around on the ceiling, grabbing your sweat buckets. It's on. I pretty much knew from that point, this is some epic garbage. But of course, there was all the other great stuff prior to that even. So we knew it was gold stuff. Berserker, intimidating presence. Ilya's height is like part way up his upper leg. Holy smokes. And Berserker upgraded the visuals. Good stuff. They had to up the ante, and they did. And Berserker just ripped like never before. Dang. Wonder what his workout is. Jeez. He's got to have the right build for that. That's just crazy. 35-40 to 37 mark, I think, is the battle. So this is rather brief because we've technically already seen it before. You know, Saber versus Saber and Archer versus Berserker. For some reason, Archer was missing during this. What's the deal with that? Why was Archer missing? Like, Rin said something about it. Like, why isn't Archer here? And he certainly wasn't. So you have all these upgraded visuals. Saber goes in, and then there was an awesome Saber Ilya stare down panning shot while Saber's in the mid-air. Ilya not intimidated at all. My goodness. Such an upgrade. And then, as I said, Archer missing in action. For some reason, I don't get that. I don't know where he might have been or what he was potentially up to. Definitely not a good sign when you're facing Berserker. Ilya commands Berserker to behead Saber and all this stuff. Oh, I might have to call it good for now. So we'll do a part 2. So thanks for watching. I got to call it quits before I get interrupted, potentially. And I think that's what this is. So I'll see you up ahead. Thanks for watching. We'll do a part 2. Probably another hour. I'll see ya. Thanks for watching.